Hello, everybody, and thank you for listening to another episode of the No Fluff MSP Marketing Podcast. I'm your host, Tahir Hamed. So today we are doing part 2 of the 7 tips to instantly improve your MSP marketing. Thinking back, I guess I should have called it 14 tips because there's part 1 and part 2. But anyway, just give me grace. They're both 7 tips, so 3.5 tips each. Just kidding. All right, so let's jump in. Let's start right away. Let's get into it. The first one, and this is the cardinal sin of not only MSP marketing, but marketing in general, because what do we want to do? We want to serve everybody. And the tip number 1 is don't think too broad. Stay with me here. When I first started marketing all tech, we thought we had tapped out the TAM, right? The total addressable market in Lakeland. We had 40 clients or 35 or something like that. Wow, we should go broader. We should be able to take clients from anywhere in Florida. So we started trying to say, hey, should we market Florida? We started like marketing throughout Florida. And wow, what a waste of time and effort that was. There's no more sure way of wasting time and money than doing that. And yet it's something we all do all the time. We just want to think so broad. We can take everyone in the US, we can take all these different industries, we can take blah, blah, blah. So when we shifted to, wait a minute, we don't have a lot of marketing dollars. We have marketing time because I was full time. So let's just focus on Lakeland. That was my idea. I was like, what are we doing? Let's just focus in Lakeland. Like we see the businesses we can work with. We're going to run into the people that we can work with. Like, let's just focus on Lakeland. So that's all we did. We just started going, you know what? Lakeland is our market. And when I pulled a list, it'd be like 50 businesses I know I want to work with, and I can just hit them hard constantly with excellent content. So ironically, narrowing your focus, narrowing the people you're willing to accept, narrowing your geographic targeting improves your marketing immediately. And even when we think about list building, we're all guilty of this. Like oftentimes when we think of list building, we pull a list of 1,000 people and it's like, oh, this big list. They're in the industries I serve and they have the number of employees I like to go after. And that just turns into a spray and pray approach. So I would say, at least, especially if it's like one of your first lists you're doing, like you should go like build it yourself. Like, the businesses in your areas. What are the ideal ones you'd love to work with? Cool. Let's have a list of 10 businesses, like literally 10 businesses, 10 business owners, maybe managers too on that list. Those are the only people you're gonna try and go out at first. Their first name, their last name, they all about the business. Like that is how we can make marketing much more effective when it comes to kind of outbound. So that's what I would say. Like, and then on inbound, some people, especially when we're doing SEO, like, well, I don't want us to focus so much on this city. I want to go broad. I'm like, I hear what you're saying, but not only is that going to be significantly more difficult, take significantly more time. You might start getting leads in places you can't even take. You think you can take them, but then when it comes to on-site hands, it becomes this whole bottleneck in your ops. So there's so much opportunity right here next to us. So let's focus there. So tip 1, don't think too broad. Like I said in that episode, a few episodes ago, there's power in thinking small. All right, next one. And this is, I think this is a tip that I'm just going to keep doubling and tripling down on. We've seen it be effective over and over again. We have clients telling us it's effective over and over again. I know it's 2025, which ironically makes this even better. Incorporate direct mail. Incorporate putting physical things in people's hands. You get a much higher response rate than email. Obviously, it's hard to send as many as you would with email. It's easy to make these things catch attention. Even if we're just doing it to past prospects, people we talked to in the past, and maybe they didn't say yes, but they get added to our direct mail list, or even newsletters to current clients to just add that nice extra touch. Putting things in people's hands in the world of AI means more now than ever, and very few businesses do it. I mean, I got a whole drawer of direct mail stuff we give to MSP camp members, and we've sent out when I was at Alltech. stuff that we send out at MSP Camp, practicing what we preach for ScaleCon, which had actual attribution for people that use this code to register that wouldn't have without this, right? More ScaleCon things, welcome, which we now send a whole welcome newsletter to new members. How to level up your IT one we sent for all tech. So, I mean, it's important to put physical things in people's hands today. And it's an inexpensive way to stay consistent and top of mind with your target market. That will instantly improve your marketing. All right. Number 3, there is no excuse not to be doing this, but I see it all the time, oftentimes from paralysis by analysis, is just set up a weekly email automation. Set up a weekly email automation. Anyone that has ever filled out a contact form, any past prospects, people that sign up for your newsletter, people you meet in person, and you're like, hey, do you want to get on my newsletter? Whatever it is, just send them weekly value every single week. We did this every week at Alltech. It was just a tech tip. We would constantly do tech tips, and we would send those tech tip emails out to our entire list. And there were so many times over the years we were like, oh man, these were so helpful, and they finally reach out. It's like we just got to keep it consistent and talking to that list. And over time, it gets people to really like and trust that it's not just sales emails, not just sales emails, not just sales emails. They're ready to reach out. You're going to get unsubscribes. That's okay. That is no worries. You might even get some spam reports, even though there are people that agreed to it. That's also okay. There are times when I send an email out to our 500 MSP Camp member subscribers, and not only do I get people unsubscribing, I have people canceling. And it's like I'm telling them some gold that I have for them on the site. That is okay. Those are people that we don't want anyway. They're not using it. Like otherwise, they'd be excited about that email and want to use the content. They're just reminded, oh yeah, I need to cancel that thing. No worries. It doesn't keep me from sending emails. So some emails literally cost me money and I still do it. So you do have no excuse not to send out a weekly email. Sometimes you're going to get clients that are annoyed and like, take me off of this. Sometimes you're going to have like past prospects that are annoyed and say, why leave me alone? Ignore it all. Ignore it all. Stay consistent because there are people that do want to hear from you every week. And those are the people that we're going to move closer and closer to working with us. All right, next up, we are flying through these. I should probably say this one a couple of times. We're small businesses for the most part. Even if we're a $4, $5, $6 million MSP, we're still a small business. Like we're not medium yet, right? Like we're still small businesses for the most part in this industry. So like, don't overthink it. Too many people just overthink it. They overthink their way into doing fucking nothing. And like, we can't do that. We need to just roll. I read a book that I've never read a book that like more, like, what's the word for it? That I associate with more than a book called Ready, Fire, Aim. Like, get ready. Let's just fire. Let's just go. And then we can aim as we go. I've done that with MSP Camp. I've done that with different initiatives, MSP Camp. I've done that at Alltech. I do that a lot. And it's like, as long as we're moving fast, we're going to be able to fix after we fire. Like, let's just fire and then we'll aim. Example of this was like when I first started marketing, I would hear no all the time from Tom, right? He's very like traditional, conservative dude. He's like, oh, everything needs to be really, 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 really like, on point and boring. And he just thought too much about it. And so what I started doing is I just stopped asking for permission because I'm like, if I'm going to do my job, I'm going to do my job. And so I just started doing what came to mind, right? Obviously there was a method to the madness, but I started doing videos, we started doing events, we started doing webinars, just engaging the community, going to as many networking events as I could, doing that weird video that he absolutely would have said no if I asked, but I did it and posted anyway, and it did well. And then we started growing. We started making a lot more money. And at that point, by the time I left Alltech, I could do anything I wanted. I could literally probably be like, hey, we're going to throw an event at a strip club. Obviously, I would never do that, just in a point. And Tom, by the end of it, he was just like, hey, man, what you're doing is working. So do what you got to do. So because of the like, let's just run with it attitude, we were able to get a lot more out and test a lot quicker. Marketing is a lot about testing. It's about testing and trying and seeing what works and see what doesn't, and pivoting and adjusting. Now, fortunately, you have a bit of a cheat code if you're on MSP Camp, because we publish the campaigns we did at Alltech plus a bunch of new ones. So like if you're an MSP Camp member, there's a bit of a cheat code there because you get to kind of skip the line and use the stuff that works. I've heard people that have been MSP Camp members for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months. They're like, oh, I love what you guys do. Love the podcast, love the content. I'm like, awesome. They're like, man, we just haven't really done anything with it. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, well, we haven't done enough with it. And I asked, like, well, why not? And the answer is almost 100% of the times, actually. The answer is, it's just time. I don't have time. So first step, they're not listening to me and getting a marketing intern or coordinator, even part-time, super part-time. So that would solve that immediately, but it's not time. It's rarely time. It's oftentimes this overthinking it, the classic paralysis by analysis, that it's like, there's so much I need to do that I'm going to do nothing. It's like, just do one of the things. Like, let's just get it moving. And then when you get an ROI on that thing, there's nothing more motivating than when you get $2,000 a month of recurring revenue from a marketing initiative. There's nothing in the world like it, because it goes, oh shit, this works. And then we get real motivated real quick to double, triple, quadruple down, and results come. But it requires us to not overthinking it, requires us to be a little weird, especially in a market of boring. We just got to stand out, and that requires not overthinking it. I promise you, almost nothing you can do is going to really hurt your brand as a small business. We're not big, massive brands that can do a commercial that's going to destroy our brand, right? It's not going to happen. Like, unless you do something insanely crazy, right? Just don't overthink it. Let's just grow. Let's just grow the business. That requires doing. All right, a couple things before we wrap up. Next one, buy a Cybertruck and wrap it with your business. Okay, I'm joking. I'm joking on that one. You don't need to do that. That one's totally up to you, whether you're going to do that or not. There's many variables to that. This is kind of a joke, but I will say I am doing that. So I go pick it up Monday. We're going to get wrapped probably in a couple weeks, because I am launching a local Lakeland business called Evo. It's the Evolution Marketing Agency, and my goal is to stand out in the market very quickly. So in the last 6 months, we're building the site, we're getting testimonials, we've been doing a bunch of free work. You've heard me talk about free work. I know everyone gets butthurt about this, but whatever. I've been doing a bunch of free work for local Lakeland businesses, right? I'm thinking small, and practicing what I preach. You either got to think small in a niche or think small in geographic. And so MSP Camp is a niche. I'm thinking small there. And then this next agency, we're only going to take clients literally in Lakeland. And in that way, we've opened up industries for this specific business. Don't worry, it's not going to impact MSP Camp at all. We've segmented the teams, processes, etc. So I want to make a statement. So we've been, over the last 6 months, we're getting video testimonials, we're getting case studies. The website's going to look absolutely insane. We're going to wrap the Cybertruck. We're going to start the ads on day one. We're going to launch a new business in Lakeland, and that's part of my strategy to do that. I want to have that Cybertruck driving around because, one, I just love Teslas. I'm a huge fanboy. I personally think Cybertrucks are sweet. I understand the vast majority of people think they're horrible. Totally get it. But to me, that's a very inexpensive way to advertise a new business. So just a thought process on kind of a strategy of what I'm doing there with launching that. Obviously, that's not relevant to MSPs at all, because it's a totally separate business that actually serves the B2C market. So B2B, IT is MSP Camp and will always be that. I enjoy B2C too, business to consumers, like gyms, jujitsu gyms, meal prep companies, window and door companies, right? Like business to consumer business. I enjoy both. I enjoy marketing both. So this is more of just like a personal fulfillment type thing more than anything. I also love the Lakeland market, and with MSP Camp, I'm not able to be in here as much because the only client I have in Lakeland is Alltech, right? And it's the only one I can. So that's why I'm doing it, and that's part of the strategy is doing that. I'm not overthinking it. I don't care if somebody like doesn't vibe with Tesla because they think Elon's weird, because he is. It's like, oh no, the richest person on the planet's a weirdo? No way. Like, who would have thought, right? I mean, who cares? So if somebody doesn't vibe with that, that's cool. Like, I don't care. I don't mind alienating certain people. It's totally fine with me. Like, that's my vibe. Like, I love the Cybertruck. I'm gonna wrap it. Like, that's my vibe. If you're different than my vibe, no worries. Like, it's all good. We don't have to work together. Um, so all right, cool. Two other ones and we'll be done. Audit your competition. This was one of the greatest advantages I had when I first got started, because I didn't have anybody. I didn't have MSP Camp. I didn't have it to teach me, right? I had nothing like this. So I was like, all right, I got to figure out how to get up to speed with MSP marketing. So I audited my competition. Who are all of the MSPs in the area? What are they doing? What are we doing? What are they doing better than us? What are they doing worse than us? What are actual advantages? What are differentiators? Who's absolutely crushing it and what are they doing? So when I ramped up, I spent a ton of time looking at my competitions. One of the main reasons I started diving into videos back then is our largest competitor in the area, Digital Boardwalk, was doing an incredible job with video. I remember thinking, like, if a prospect went to our site and a prospect went to Digital Boardwalk site, they would definitely choose them over us because of the incorporation of video, because they had a kind of a sleeker brand. They had more aspects to their brand. It was more unifying. Another reason we do brand books, like those little extra pieces, the backgrounds, icons, those things made a unified brand other than logo and colors. We only had logo and colors, right? And so when I looked at their site, I was like, wow, this company is doing it better. And it gave me a lot of inspiration on how I could do things better at Alltech when I first started. Their branding on their business cards were better than us. They had better Google reviews than us. How they were showing online was better than us. They were involved with the BNI chapter. They were consistently posting on socials. The CEO had a big following on LinkedIn. They were involved with local networking. I lost a deal to them, so their sales process was more polished than mine. They were advertising well locally. So I got to see all of this firsthand. It's all out there and go, okay, cool. This is what they're doing. I want to go where they're at. I want to be where they're at in the past. So I'm going to look at their playbook and I'm going to copy a lot of things, not like verbatim, but like, if they're doing this and it's working for them, I should probably be doing it too. So audit your local competition. Like, who's ahead of you? Like, let's see what they're doing that you're not. And like, let's incorporate it. Why not? That's actually why the marketing agency I'm launching is called the Evolution Agency, because business literally is the purest form of Darwinism. It is literally survival of the fittest. Competition breeds excellence. So like, let's not let the competition keep us being a mouse and them being a lion. Like, let's become an apex, right? So that's one way to do that. Like, how did they get their claws? How did they get their teeth? Like, how did they get their competitive edge? And why am I here with mittens on? We can develop the same level of competitive edge. We just have to put that effort in, right? All right, last one, low-hanging fruit here, easy peasy, easy way to improve your website overnight. Have a non-technical friend audit your website and then give you feedback. That's it, right? Maybe 3 friends. Just say, hey, I want you to check out my website. Do you understand it? Do you get what we do? Do we explain what we do pretty well? What do you think about the visuals? Is there anything I should add? Is there anything I should remove? Right? Just have them go through it. Maybe come up with 4 or 5 questions for them and just say, hey, go through it. Let me know what you think. It's amazing how insightful that can be. I will say, try and make sure it's a friend like in your target market, either like a business owner or like a manager or an operations director, maybe not like your cousin. So unless they fit that narrative. So like, ideally someone from your target market kind of going through that's non-technical and audit your website and giving you feedback. It's amazing how helpful that can be when another set of eyes look at what you're doing and give you feedback. They don't need to be marketing people. They don't need to be IT people. They just need to be business people, because that is your target market. So who cares about the marketing and the IT people? It's about talking to the person you want to talk to, right? And so that's why that tip can be so helpful. Well, that's it. Another 7 tips. I hope they were helpful. I hope you've gone back to the first one and started executing on those. Gave you a couple weeks, and now we're back for some more. So take these, start working on them, and I can assure you they're going to instantly improve your MSP marketing. Thank you so much for listening to another episode. You are awesome. I really appreciate you letting me do this week in and week out. We're so grateful that we're continuing to grow here at MSP Camp. Thank you for everybody that refers us. It means a lot. We have some extremely exciting things coming in 2026, including Camp HQ, where we're going to be where we've already loaded up all of our campaigns. Now we're just ironing out any of the rough edges so that when we launch, it's very good. So that will launch January of 2026. That's just one of the many things that are coming for our members. So thank you. As always, you are awesome, and we'll see you on the next one.